Trade season is getting spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Speier dropped a huge article unveiling a bunch of new information around the Red Sox, including disputing the report of the Dylan Cease Jarren Duran trade that we talked about in yesterday's video. Now, before we get into any of this, I know that Jarren Duran is someone that a lot of people in this community want to stay on the Boston Red Sox. And according to a lot of the reports that we're going to talk about today, it seems like he's not going anywhere. But if you want the Red Sox to keep Jarren Duran, all I want you to do is like today's video. If you like the video, I will know that you are one of the people, myself included, that want Jarren Duran to stay on the Boston Red Sox. So just like the video. It's that easy. Go down, hit that like button, and show that you want Jarren Duran to stay on the Red Sox. So as I said, Alex Speier dropped a huge article with a bunch of new information about what the Red Sox are going to potentially do at the deadline, teams that are scouting Red Sox players. Could that mean that there are some trades coming down the pike? We don't know, but let's just get into it. We're going to talk about first base. We're going to talk about pitching. We're going to talk about it all in today's video. Let's start with first base. And talking a little bit about, he talked about how the trade market kicked off with Josh Naylor going to Seattle Mariners. That was one of the targets that we talked about as a potential for the Red Sox. He ended up going to Seattle. And despite the Red Sox, having some concerns at first base, multiple sources, according to Speier, suggested that the Sox only had limited involvement in bidding for Naylor. So it didn't seem like the Red Sox were really that interested in the services of Josh Naylor, but that doesn't mean they won't be active, Speier added. Ken Rosenthal in the Fox broadcast last night mentioned that the Red Sox are interested in both Ryan O'Hearn, and if the Rays make Yandy Diaz available, the Red Sox would be at the top of the list of teams interested in the services of Yandy Diaz. I think at the end of the day, the Red Sox need to add someone at first base to put in the middle of this order. I think Ryan O'Hearn would be absolutely perfect for this lineup. I think Yandy Diaz is also a very interesting piece, especially with his team-friendly deal. I would be interested to see what it would cost. I don't think O'Hearn would cost as much as Yandy Diaz. I think Yandy Diaz would be much bigger of a package, but I like both options. I would personally probably lean Yandy Diaz because you've got more team control, but Ryan O'Hearn is definitely a great option as well, even if it is a rental at the end of the day. But I want you to let me know. Pick a player to trade for. Type RO if you want Ryan O'Hearn, the first baseman from the Baltimore Orioles, or type YD if you want Yandy Diaz of the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, Yandy's not a sure thing. That, again, is if the Rays decide to go full sell mode, and they're still in the AL wildcard race, so I don't know why they would sell, and they've made trades for players over the last few days as well, so I don't really know about that. Ryan O'Hearn is definitely going to get traded, so you let me know. RO for Ryan O'Hearn, YD for Yandy Diaz. You let me know, which player would you rather trade for if you were Craig Breslow and the Red Sox? There are multiple teams currently scouting the Boston Red Sox and their players. We talked about the Dodgers in yesterday's video, how they were scouting Franklin Arias and another prospect. But the Padres and Royals, who are both looking to upgrade their outfields, are also scouting the Red Sox in Boston this week. And here's what Speier had to say about the Royals. He said the Royals are in need of a long-term outfield option, someone with speed to help patrol the outfield of Kauffman Stadium. He used some very big words, and are open-minded about how they might acquire it. They're likely open to listening to offers for a range of pitchers, including soon-to-be free agent Seth Lugo and Kris Bubic, who we've talked about in the past as a very interesting potential starting pitcher that the Red Sox could add. Bubic is not available for free agency until after the 2026 season. Of note, though, the Royals just traded for Randal Grichuk, so I don't know if they'd be looking for a Duran or an Abreu or whoever. It is interesting, though, that they are scouting. And just because they make one move doesn't mean they're not looking for another, because Grichuk is not to the caliber of a Jarren Duran. Grichuk has struggled this year, has not been that good. So that might just be like a bridge kind of move. They traded, I believe, just one reliever back to the Diamondbacks. So I don't think that Grichuk means that the Royals are not still looking for outfield help. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Royals end up doing and what they're willing to give away if they really want to go after a potential Jarren Duran or Wilyer Abreu or one of the outfielders in the Boston system. Speier also talked about the Dodgers reporting that we talked about yesterday from Sean McAdam about how the Dodgers were in Greenville scouting Franklin Arias, Brandon Clark, and other prospects such as Miguel Bleis, one that was not in Sean McAdam's article. And a pair of sources, according to Speier, characterized the Dodgers as just doing due diligence on a number of organizations, so it wasn't just the Red Sox, and most likely in connection with the possibility of a potential trade involving Dustin May, who the Red Sox are going to face today, which is very interesting. So that would be another, if that were a trade the Red Sox would make. I don't love it. He hasn't pitched that well this year, and he's also, again, a rental. I don't think that would be worth it. We talked yesterday about Dalton Rushing, the backup catcher. I would be much more interested in one of those trades for prospects. I wouldn't really be interested in a Dustin May trade. Not a great pitcher, definitely a rental, and I don't really think I want to give up prospects for that. But nonetheless, the Dodgers are doing their due diligence. They're doing their due diligence with Boston. So that's definitely something to look out for. The Red Sox and Dodgers have a history of trading Mookie Betts, but it's interesting to see. I would personally not trade for Dustin May. I don't think that he would be a good option for the Red Sox rotation to shore up the Red Sox rotation, but definitely something to watch out for nonetheless. Would you trade for Dustin May if you were Craig Breslow? T for trade if you would, P for pass if you would not. Let me know your thoughts. I wouldn't do it. I don't think it's a great idea. I don't think it would be a good idea to give away assets for Dustin May, but that's just me. So you let me know. T for trade, P for pass. Would you trade for Dustin May of the Los Angeles Dodgers? Now, here's the big bombshell of this entire article. Was the Dylan Cease deal that was proposed and quickly rejected by the Red Sox not real? Was it fake? Now, I will just say a disclaimer. I trust Sean McAdam. Like, I trust him. I trust his sources. Whatever he's reporting, I'm going to trust. But, people throw out false rumors and false reports all the time as smoke screens for potential trades that could happen down the pipeline. Like we've seen that before. So I don't want this to be like me saying, oh, Sean McAdam's reporting's bad or this and that and the other thing. No, I respect Sean McAdam. I trust Sean McAdam in his reporting over most people. But this is definitely something we have to discuss, though, because this is from Speier himself. He said multiple major league sources disputed a report that the Sox had turned down an offer of Jarren Duran for Dylan Cease, Ethan Salas, or that the Padres had made such an offer. So not only was the report that they declined it potentially false, again, we have no idea. So this is all allegedly, potentially, we don't know. But also they are disputing the claim that they even made that trade offer to start with. So it's very interesting. He continued, said, San Diego's willing to listen on Cease, who will be a free agent after the season, and are interested in a wide array of Red Sox outfielders, including Duran, Ceddanne, and Wilyer. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. AJ Preller and the Padres want Duran. They want him really, really bad. But as things have worked out with Marcelo Meyer getting injured and Ceddanne playing a lot more in the infield, there's no outfield logjam anymore, and the Sox need Duran, and it just so happens that Duran is starting to hit a bit of a hot streak. We'll talk about the game here in a few minutes, but Duran was one of the stars of the game last night. So I don't even know if the Sox want to trade Duran, and we'll talk about a note that Speier had here in a minute, a little bit more on the Red Sox Dylan Cease trade rumors. He said, however, any deal involving Cease, whom the Red Sox could slot into their rotation as a number 2 postseason starter, would be complicated, since the Padres would need to acquire another big league starter to backfill their rotation. It's an interesting point that I agree with. Like, if the Padres are trading away Dylan Cease, they're going to want something in return to replace Dylan Cease. They're not necessarily asking for someone that's of the caliber of Dylan Cease, but someone nonetheless that can fill in as, a 5th spot in the rotation. And Alex Cora talked yesterday about not being confident in the Red Sox starting pitching depth. So I don't even know if the Red Sox would be willing to part with one of their starting pitchers as of right now, because they don't really have the depth that they had going into the season. You get multiple injuries. Tanner Houck is probably done for the year. Cutter Crawford is done for the year, along with Hunter Dobbins. Like, That's 3 of your depth right there that are just gone for the year. How we don't know, but I would assume so. So if it is the case that Preller and the Padres want a big league starter back, I just don't think that deal's going to get done. And I don't even think the Red Sox would want to add on more than Duran onto that specific proposal. I would reject that proposal just for Duran. I would definitely reject it if they're asking for a starter in return as well. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know whether or not that trade was real, whether or not it is going to happen. I would lean that it doesn't happen, but there's still 5 days away until the deadline, so we'll see. Nonetheless, you let me know, was the Dylan Cease trade real? Y for yes if you think it was, N for no if you think it was not. I don't know. It's all speculation. It's all rumors. We're not going to know until the deadline. We will not know until the deadline. And even if the trade doesn't happen at the deadline, we may never know. So you let me know. Y for yes, N for no. I'm not going to pick a side here. I genuinely don't know. It's all rumors. It could all be smoke screens. It's all reports. Who knows? At the end of the day, you let me know. I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. Last note here from the Speier article, which I thought was honestly probably the biggest note of the entire thing. Here's what Speier had to say. He said, of course, those may be exercises in due diligence, talking about how the Padres and Royals have been scouting the Red Sox. And he said, since the Sox appetite to deal Duran is very much in question, one NL scout said his team was told that Duran isn't available. I find that interesting because the rumors all year long have been that Duran might be expendable. But when you look back, are those rumors coming from the Red Sox, or are they coming from all of us, the armchair GMs, that thought something will have to give eventually with this outfield logjam? Well, something has given. Marcelo Meyer got hurt. Ceddanne Rafaela is going to get a lot of time at second. And now your outfield logjam is basically fixed. And on top of that, Duran is playing really well right now. And on top of that, I don't think you would have gotten back enough of a return for Duran to constitute trading him. What I would rather do, save Duran for this year. Because if you're making a playoff run, which you very much are, I'd rather him be on our team than not. Especially with the potential of, one of your outfielders gets hurt, you're going to need all of your outfielders. So I would rather him be on the team than you ship him off for something else. And then in the offseason, when teams are more willing to get crafty with trades, you go out and actually get a bona fide number 2. Joe Ryan, more likely to be traded in the offseason than he is right now. Mitch Keller, more likely to be traded in the offseason than he is right now. Kris Bubic, more likely to be traded in the offseason than he is right now. Any player is more likely to be traded in the offseason than they are right now. Because teams are more willing to get creative with trades. So I say, you save Duran this season, you look to trade him in the offseason. That's my thoughts. I know I don't want to trade Duran, but eventually you're going to have to fix the outfield logjam. Maybe it's not at the deadline this year, but when the offseason comes around, you can bet your bottom dollar those rumors are going to start again. I can almost guarantee it. But again, if you want the Red Sox to keep Duran, just like the video. I want to see as many likes as possible. I want you all to show me that you want Duran still on the Red Sox. I know a lot of you have been very vocal in the comments, but show it to me with the likes. Hit the like button right now if you want Duran to stay in Boston, and make sure you subscribe. We are inching closer and closer and closer and closer to our goal of 4,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the trade deadline. That is my goal. So if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Daily videos around the Boston Red Sox, recaps after every single game. We have been posting shorts around every single little report around Red Sox trade rumors as well. This is going to be a very active week for the Boston Red Sox. Don't miss any of the news. Don't miss any of the rumors. Subscribe now. Join the family. I guarantee you, this is going to be the place you want to go to get the latest Red Sox news and rumors before the trade deadline. All right, let's talk about it. 4-2 Red Sox win. 4 names really to talk about. A lot of people contributed tonight. 10 hits, only 5 strikeouts, which was awesome. I mean, Kershaw's a legend. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's not what he used to be, so it is what it is. You strike out the Dodgers 19 times tonight, hold them to 9 runs. That's honestly awesome. Garrett Crochet is a star tonight. 6 innings. He only gave up 2 runs, and those runs came off 2 pitches. Shohei Ohtani home run in the top of the first. Teoscar Hernandez home run in the top of the first. After that, Crochet was dominant. 10 strikeouts, only 2 walks. He looked phenomenal tonight, and he continues to grow his lead as the top strikeout leader in all of Major League Baseball, which is really awesome to see. The bullpen was also great as well. Only 1 hit surrendered in the bullpen tonight, and that was off of Justin Wilson. The rest of the bullpen was perfect. Aroldis Chapman had a walk in the 9th as well, but other than that, the bullpen absolutely locked down, and they have been incredible over this stretch of a few weeks. They've been absolutely fantastic. The offense is 3 names. 3 names I want to talk about. And I said it in my short. These are the 3 names you want driving the ship for your offense. Alex Bregman goes 3 for 4. He scores a run. It's exactly what you need. You need him to get the offense going. Roman Anthony goes 2 for 4 and 2 walks. He's perfect on the day. He also had an RBI as well. And then it's the Angry Lizard himself, Jarren Duran. He goes 3 for 4, 2 triples, 1 double. He scores a run. He has 2 RBIs. He's shown you. Those trade rumors may be out there, but you guys need me. And my God, do we. Carlos Narvaez also has an RBI as well tonight. Did he? No, he scored a run. Excuse me. Scored a run tonight. Sorry, I was looking at this. Abraham Toro had an RBI tonight. But yeah, it was the 2 RBIs from Duran, 1 from Anthony, 1 from Abraham Toro, and the Red Sox get the win. Quick little standings check. We're going to start doing these every night because we're getting to the end of the season and the standings are very important. You sit 7.5 back on the Blue Jays. You're only a game back on the Yankees for second place in the AL East. I don't think that the East is doable anymore, if I'm being completely honest. But the wild card is what matters. Seattle is currently playing at the time of recording this, so I don't know what the outcome is going to be of that. If Seattle loses, you will take a half-game lead on Seattle, which would be absolutely huge. The Rangers are a half-game back of the last wild card spot. They walked off the Braves last night, which was absolutely brutal. Tampa Bay is 2.5 games back, and Cleveland's 3 games back. It really just is the Rangers right now. I wish the Rangers would have lost last night because then you would have been 1.5 games up on them. And that's pretty good cushion getting close to the end of the season. But it is what it is. It's really right now a 3-team race for 2 spots. So keep winning. Keep winning. Keep winning. That's all you have to do is keep winning. And if you do, you're sitting pretty. You're sitting pretty for the for that wild card spot in the American League. And God, I hope we play baseball in October. That would be absolutely electric. But before that, we got to get through this series. Dustin May versus Walker Buehler. Who you got? Do the Red Sox win this series in the rubber match today? Comment yes or no down below in the comments. That's all you got to do. And we're going to get on out of here. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to have a short after the game today. We'll have a video tomorrow morning recapping more Red Sox trade rumors. If any news happens, if any trades go down, I can guarantee you we're going to make a video. I can guarantee you we're going to make a short form video as well. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. Helps get to 4,000 subscribers. And until next time, go Sox.